So the last time we did tatra śabda-artha-jñāna-vikalpaiḥ saṃkīrṇā savitarkā samāpattiḥ.
Anyone have any question on that?
So I had a question, Gurudev.
Okay.
Gurudev, as you stated that like when we speak about a word or like when we see an object, so it's basically like Nam Rupa Sansar. So like we'll see the object and like we'll also like hear its sound. So specifically in this like shloka, you did not kind of like speak more about the vikalp side of it, right? Which I might have missed. So it was last time that you spoke about the other options like the gunas and all. But other than that, so looking at any specific object, it can also lead us to imagination part, which is the vikalp part. So if we could like understand some more about it, it will be helpful.
In this Shastra or in this scripture, Vikalpa is not taken in that sense. Okay. It is not taken in that sense. That is tatra śabda-artha-jñāna-vikalpaiḥ. So, to know the object, there are two options, two vikalpas. Either shabda, artha, or the direct perception jnana of it. Two vikalpas. Looking at the object, you perceive it directly as an object. That is jnana. But when you look at the object, of course, the word comes along. And therefore, word has no meaning unless until it is associated with a meaning, then only it will be denoting that object. So there are two options, śabda-artha or jnana. These are the two vikalpas. Vikalpa also has a meaning of option. These are vikalpa. śabda-artha-jñāna-vikalpaiḥ. These are the options. Shabda, Artha, and Jnana. These are the vikalpas. It is not, you see, here vikalpa is śabda-jnāna-anupāti kya vastu-shūnya vikalpa. This is the definition in this Shastra. The vikalpa is śabda-jnāna-anupāti vastu-shūnya vikalpa. That is the meaning when it refers to imagination. But here the word is not, this word does not mean imagination. It means options. These are three means, different means. You have options. Actually, these are three categories of perception. See, object being perceived does not mean anything, and if it does not mean anything, whether the object exists or not is also a question. Right? For you, any object has to have its meaning, has to have a word associated with it. Then only its meaning, śabda-artha. So, we were trying to analyze this sutra from the perspective of tantric text. That is why you are coming to this. Or else, if you go to Patanjali Yoga Sutra, vikalpa does not mean that here, at least in this sutra. Vikalpa means option. There are three things. Jnana also means not only jnana of the object, but also the knowledge of the object, but also the jnana also refers to the knowledge of the meaning of the word. Also, the knowledge of the process of knowing. Also, knowledge of knower. All that knowledge is there. So basically, it is about your split of jnana in three things. Shabda, Artha, and Vastu. Also, the one who is cognizing self. No such thing. Self, whatever self you consider that to be. We are discussing lower samadhis, and therefore the self corresponds to asmita or ego. We'll talk about that. So you are not aware of that asmita. You know yourself as someone. I have talked about it. Asmita is just asmi. Asmi mane who. That I amness, devoid of I, amness. That I which you define, whenever you use word I refers to a person, a body, a personality. So literally, for you to experience that asmita or ahankara, you would have to drop that I from it. So that emness at the level of lower sadhakas or lower yogis will correspond to experience of ego. Even then it is not so. Why? Because if you would get absorption here, then you will recognize that from this asmita, the tanmatras appear. From this asmita, tanmatras emerge. That will be your experience. That will be your knowledge. So even then, if we are not able to arrive at that conclusion, that particular observation here, we will definitely be still moving inside Chittam only, not engaged in the world arbitrarily in a Brownian motion. We have chosen to take control of your awareness span in terms of position. That means you have defined an object, and time as well, that as long as I want to put my attention and awareness onto this object, I am perceiving this object. All right. When we will discuss next sutra, it will be more confusing. And forget about it. When we will go to savichara, nirvichara, it will be even more difficult for you to perceive what it is. Because we are not equipped with that kind of sharp observation. Our minds are like blunt minds, unusable. Like big, thick needle. What do you call it? Is there any word in English? We'll say big needle, big, thick needle. हमारे हिंदी में कहते हैं सुई, बट मोटा होगा तो कहेंगे सूजा. तो हमारा दिमाग वैसा. We don't have that kind of mind which can be used in contemplation or dharana of the objects which are subtle, which are narrowed. And you see here, the vision field of this mind or awareness, especially it is being mentioned, saṃkīrṇā, narrowed down. That means there is no play. That sometimes I think of word and then think of, you see, object and then think of the meaning as leisurely walking in some sort of water, moving from one to another. It's not a possibility. It is just as I said last time, that when you look at the object, immediately the object produces a word, immediately the word gives you the recall of all the attributes which is jnana of the object. Through word, śabda-artha. Śabda-artha, the meaning of the word. The meaning of the word is object, but object has its own attributes. So jnana part is actually about that. Every word has a meaning, and meaning of the word is outside. If it is it's a gross object, meaning of the word is in outside world. Meaning of the word, you see, if I say bicycle, bicycle is a word which is in your mind, but the bicycle is in the outer. It's not in the mind. The object. So, meaning of the word, what it implies to. You see, when somebody uses a word, you ask, what do you mean? Mean means now you want to actually refer to, you want to be clear about what that word is indicating towards. That means word bicycle has no meaning, but it gets its meaning by way of meaning of this word, associating this meaning of this word bicycle with the object bicycle. Then it has the word along with a meaning, right? So we perceive this world like that only. We perceive this world through words, through their meanings. So here, let us be clear. Every word has a meaning, and if the object is gross, the meaning of that word is in the outer world. One example is given, and I have also used this example, that suppose I write something on a piece of paper and throw at you. And when you receive it, and it falls on your head, wherever, on your head maybe, and then you pick it up and say, the text there, or the word written there is stone. What is that word? S-T-O-N-E. This is the word stone falling upon you. It has no meaning. The meaning of the word, if you wrap around this paper and throw at me, that will be the meaning of the word. You understood what I mean? The word stone has no meaning. The meaning of that word is a stone. So if I write the word stone and throw at you, it has no meaning. But when you throw back a stone at me, it has meaning. It is stone as well as its meaning carried together. Yes or no? Understand? So, word has its meaning. What means? Shabda has arth. Now, but when a stone comes and falls on my head or breaks my head, I also know many things more. Not only stone. The qualities of stone, the jnana, further knowledge about stone comes when I am faced with the meaning of that word. Please understand this. Word has a meaning. Meaning is to be realized by experiencing the impact, effect, or interaction, your oneness with that object, with that meaning. Yes or no? See, if you write, I write that piece of paper, let us go back to that example. I write a stone, you put the stone, you keep it with yourself. You don't give it to me. Or you give it to me, but it still is a word, it still is an object, but lying on the piece of paper in front of me. What meaning does it have? Only form, no other meaning. Yes or no? Think about it. This means when this artha or the meaning of that word enters or interacts with me, then I know about it. Knowledge, jnana. Got my point or not? It will have more knowledge, because stone is not only just appearance. Stone is many more things. Can you understand what I am communicating? It is not just the form. If it hits me, I'll know it is hard. If I taste it, suppose it's a rock salt, I will say, yeah, it looks like stone. It also looks like rock, but it is salty. If I smell it, I would know something more. And if I become one with it, maybe I know something more about it. Maybe the salt communicates with me that I can be used, or I would know, because I will become the salt. When I become the salt, I would know where I can be used. What are my uses? Understand? You did not understand. Okay. Give me your opinion after this example. Suppose you say, I want to know what turmeric is. Okay, you take turmeric. Now, interacting with turmeric using only pancha tanmatras, just understand, only 5 tanmatras can lead to what observation? Turmeric is bitter in taste, let's say. It is yellow in color. This herb is actually the root of something. It has a definite kind of texture. It smells like this. What more? What more? Nothing more. You would need to go on some kind of research. How? It has anti-inflammatory property. Who told you? Who told you? It is anti-cancerous. Who told you? It brings about improved immunity. Who told you? Turmeric will tell you. Understand? When you interact with it. And that is how our rishis gathered this knowledge. They did not have that elaborate system of pakad ke lao, bring about 100 people, control group, create control group, this, placebo and non-placebo, and then this and then that, and draw a graph, and then again see the efficacy of it, and finally write down, it has been seen as if it is. Right? These are the inferences of such papers. It has shown 90% improvement in this, or 60% more than the control group, or whatever, placebo group, 40% more, and therefore it is proved. This is how you prove, right? Did you know the object? You did not know the object. Did object reveal it to yourself? It did not. Did it reveal to you? No, not directly. It's again indirect perception. How? If you consume it whole your life and observe yourself, then also you can say it's my direct observation. But you make it happen in different ways. You feed it to others, it is their experience, and then you observe it from outside, and then you say this is what it does. Understood? So what I am saying here is shabda. Shabda, that means word. Word has a meaning. Meaning is the object itself. And then comes the jnana part, the knowledge of it. It's also, and let me tell you, no samāpatti is needed. Always remember, no samāpatti or no samadhi is needed to know the touch, taste, smell, and shape of any object. Why will you have to do samadhi on turmeric then? What is the point? You know it anyway. You know the smell of it without getting into any sort of samadhi. You know the taste of it. You know everything about it. What you don't know is what is the meaning of it. Do you understand what the word meaning stands for? Okay. Jnana stands for the meaning of the meaning. You say word turmeric means you show this is turmeric. Okay. I know it. I taste it. I smell it. Everything. Now what? What do I do with this? Yes or no? If I give you a gadget and Carlo, use all those 5 senses which you have. Touch, taste, smell like gorillas. Give an iPhone to you and you start eating, tasting, biting, smelling, licking. What more? And then, I know now. What to do with it? What is the meaning of the meaning? Understand the word meaning of turmeric. It comes as a turmeric. Now, what is the meaning of turmeric? That will be revealed only through samadhi. That is what Yoga Sutras are telling. And when that happens, that is known as, and it doesn't reveal in the first go. This has to move to subtler aspects. How? We will not meditate on this turmeric, by the way. This turmeric, once it reveals itself, becomes clearer to us that what it means. The meaning of the meaning is clear. Now, the essence of it is further. I will rather stop myself here, otherwise you'll confuse yourself. Technically. When you want to know the meaning of the meaning, which is meaning of the object, or the jnana associated with the object, which is definitely not pertaining to the pancha tanmatras or 5 qualities, 5 ways of perception. This anyways you know. Why would you need samadhi? Please recognize this again and again I am saying. There is no need of samadhi. Pick up any object under the sun, look at it, feel it, taste it, smell it, and whatnot. But does it reveal itself to you? No. Jnana of that object? No. It's very superficial. There is no subtle aspect of that object is not yet known. How do you know about it? Yoga says, Patanjali says, by a samāpatti, which begins with savitarkā, right? Savitarkā. But when the meaning gets revealed, it becomes nirvitarka. And now the nirvitarka means what? The object dissolves, only meaning remains. Turmeric has no appearance then. Only the meaning is flashing. You understand? When you say turmeric disappears, means what is turmeric for you? Turmeric is the bundle of 5 tanmatras. And everything else is like that in the material world. That is what every object is. Correct? It disappears means, of course, this gross aspect of the object has to disappear. It will disappear when the samadhi happens, that samāpatti happens. And when that happens, a subtler aspects of that will be revealed to you. Which means now the only meaning is known to you. Nirvitarka. Vitarka means object. Vitarka vichara. You understand? Again go by that. What type of samadhi? Vitarka, vichara, ananda, asmita. 4. Okay. Now, when vitarka word was used, it was used for the object. Now when you say nirvitarka means objectless. It means you begin with that object, but the object vanishes. Only the knowledge of that object comes. That is savitarka. If you did not understand, let me again tell you one thing. Let me clarify. It is very, very important that you understand this. Otherwise, it's very difficult also to understand because इतना सूक्ष्म बुद्धि नहीं है हमारी. थोड़ा time लगता है. अच्छा. Now, once you have seen turmeric, have been told about this turmeric, and you have taken it, tasted it, smelled it, or whatever, everything you did, whatever you can gain about it through your senses. Having done that, I take it away from you. Now, I have taken away that object turmeric from you. And now if I say turmeric, don't you recreate it in your head? Understand? Now this is the turmeric on which you have to meditate. Now, here, turmeric is an object. You meditate on this object which you are carrying in your head now. Not the object in which you were meditating earlier with open eyes. This is also an object in the field of your chittam. The word has given, the shabda word, turmeric, has given rise to artha of its meaning, that is the object, the turmeric itself as an object. And then its meaning is also clear to you somewhat. Jnana of turmeric. Everything associated with turmeric is known. The taste, the smell, the color, the touch and feel, everything. Jnana also. Correct or not? Three things there. Now, but if nothing else permeates your this absorption, which means now you are only focused on this experience of the word turmeric, having seen turmeric, now you having closed your eyes, now there are only three things: shabda, word, earth, object, jnana, and this. Now you meditate. If you meditate, the essence of the object will come to. What was the essence of the object? Essence of the object was 5 tanmatras. If you have observed that object in the outer world perfectly, then only the real essence, the true object will be created in your inner space, mind space, yes or not? While the object was outside and I or teacher you told you that this is turmeric. Okay, fine. Now you have a look at it and you observe it from many angles. You do everything possible. You use all your senses, but there is a possibility that you are not focused. That you are not focused. That you are biased. That your senses are blunt. That your attention is not there. See, if you have been exposed to, let's say, a color, let's say blue color, for a quite long time, and suddenly a piece of white paper is presented in front of you, just by your experience of exposure prior to experience of white, you will start seeing red there, orange there, the hue of the red. The white will appear as red. The white paper cannot be seen as white anymore because your eyes are colored. Colored because you have been exposed to only blue prior to the experience of white, which means even if the white object appears in front of me, my indriyas can also be blunt and can deceive me. They are also conditioned. And their sanskaras, the previous just now gone by sanskaras, so strong that I don't feel it. I don't feel it that way. So you would never know the real state of that object, what that particular herb turmeric is, unless until your indriyas are pure. Your attention is also 100%. Correct. So therefore, to face an object and know its reality requires this kind of purity and lack of strong sanskaras at least. Not to say that all, completely lack of sanskaras, which would mean that you have no memory at all. Which means lack of strong sanskaras or certain vrittis which can come in the way of perception. Correct. This much is clear. Essence of the object for ordinary is only in the terms of panchatanmatra. But for the yogi, the essence of the object is in the form of further knowledge about that object. When I'm looking at that object, whether outside or inside my mind, whether with open eye or with closed eyes. If I'm meditating on word turmeric and turmeric appears in front of me and I just want to know the essence of it, I would know it. And when I would know the essence and subtle qualities of that word or that object, the physical gross object will not be there. It will disappear. Which means now my state of samadhi has moved from savitarkā to nirvitarkā. Is it clear? Because earlier you began your observation by a gross object, whether outside or inside your head. Let us take another example. A bhakta, a devotee, looking at the idol of Ishtadevata. Now, the idol of Ishtadevata in front of you, what does it say? Nothing. You have a name, and all that leela, all that powers, all that attributes pertaining to that God are now embedded in that deity, which is again probably carved in a stone, wood, or whatever. That is the deity for you. But you see, I'm meditating on Krishna, I'm meditating on Rama, I'm meditating on Devi, I'm meditating on Bhairava, whatever. When you say, is it present that way there? No, it is a stone there. Correct? Please understand. It is a stone there. It is wood there. It is piece of brass, whatever. But it's not that deity. Correct? Understood that? Now, you say, I see Krishna here. Now, meditating on Krishna means what? You're meditating on a stone statue, by the way. Krishna is there. No. How would you come to experience the attributes of Krishna? By meditating on a stone idol. You got my point now? The word Krishna will reveal itself, the essence of it would be known to you in your inner space, and then from that object idol which is in front of you, you become idol-less. There is no idol. But now what you experience is the attributes, the essence of that object which you were meditating on. Correct? Abhi, some clarity? Because I could carve a Krishna in any shape, but his name will be Krishna. Like you people make Ganapati out of a leaf, out of a charcoal board, out of whatnot. Anything you pick up and you say you can convert it to a Ganapati. When I say Ganapati, leaf Ganapati, if you meditate, it is a problem. You need to meditate on a Ganapati who is carved in stone or carved in wood or carved in metal or whatnot. You can. But does it make any difference? No, because ultimately the subtle, what we are referring to here, the essence of Ganapati is not in the stone. It is in the word. It is in the word. You may have identified him as a black statue, white statue, in wood, in metal, in clay, does not matter at all. When you say Ganapati, take the word back, Ganapati, whatever is the form of Ganapati, it has to dissolve in order to reveal the essence what Ganapati is. Ganapati will not be there. The idol will vanish. Then only you can experience. Which clear one? Savitarka, nirvitarka. Difficult to, actually it requires more and more experiential understanding. If I'm not giving all these examples, I'm sure you will never be able to pursue what I was actually referring to. I gave these examples only to make it clearer. Or else all technical words can be used and you'll never understand what savitarka to nirvitarka. Then what is savichara and nirvichara? Again, problem. Savichara and nirvichara. Yes, Alpana.
So, Acharya Ji, samadhi happens when the essence is revealed to you. It's like the example that you gave of Krishna. So, I'm going to sit and meditate on known gyan to me, on let's say the known qualities, on known essence of Krishna, but I'm meditating. Now, but samadhi is only when that I kind of become one with that, right? So my meditating just...
That's good. That's good. You're going too far. Too fast.
Okay.
You say, I will meditate on the qualities, you said known qualities of Krishna. You said known qualities of Krishna. You don't know. You don't know any of the qualities of Krishna. You only know the words. First, you need to recognize that you don't know any quality of Krishna. You know only the words. And therefore, this is next samadhi. Actually, I kind of mingled with these two because the first leads to second. Savitarka, nirvitarka leads to savichara, nirvichara. It will go that way only. It flows like that. And real distinction is not possible. Real distinction and, saying that here ends the savitarka and it can never enter into nirvichara. It can. It will. So here I said, you say, Krishna is all love. Do you know what love is? Just the word. Krishna is all compassion. Have you ever experienced it? No, the word. It's all powerful. Have you ever experienced what power is? So much grace. Have you ever experienced? Nothing. Nothing of it. See? Known qualities of Krishna, you said. Now I'll have to go back to our philosophy here. You know only the words. You have never experienced it. So actually, samāpatti means experiencing that. You say, I will, first of all, I will experience the known qualities of Krishna. Look at each and every word you utter. You're talking about the qualities of Krishna, whom you have never experienced. Then qualities which you have never experienced. You don't know the substratum as yet. How can you say, I will experience the known qualities of Krishna?
Yeah, no, that's what I was telling you. I was saying we will try to meditate on those, but experience, and that's why my question was that meditating does not mean that samadhi, right? It's like dharana. You're doing dharana, but the actual samadhi would happen only if you experience.
I did. Actually, in the first part of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Patanjali has not defined it the way he goes on to define in the third part, Tritiya part, where sadhana has been divided in various steps. Here everything is samāpatti. Begins from savitarka, means it is kind of dharana. Going to nirvitarka is intensification of that dharana on object. From object, which is gross and can be identified in the outer world, then they move to next. It is dharana. Then they move, it is dharana, against the dharana. Then they move to another aspect where that object has turned into a word or vichara or idea. Now you meditate on that idea, which is savichara. Now idea also vanishes. The essence of the idea is known. Now it is nirvichara. Now idea is also something which is tangible. That is how you move to next. the feeling associated with it. Because when the knowledge is revealed, you experience ananda. Now you meditate on subtler aspect, which is ananda. It is again dharana of ananda. So sananda. Although it is not said, nowhere you'll say sananda nirananda. But actually the same is going to follow. When you meditate on ananda, you transcend that ananda and you say, where does this ananda belong to? Who experiences it? Then you come to asmita. Then it is asmita. Understand? This is how you are progressing. So actual meditation begins from ananda. These two states are of dharana. Savitarka, nirvitarka. Savichara, nirvichara. These are dharanas. From ananda onwards, ananda and asmita are the lower samadhis, which is actual samadhi. Okay. And what is the purpose of every samadhi? The ultimate purpose of this philosophy and the methodology is to experience yourself, not the objects, by the way. But it begins like that. And therefore, in the last part of this Yoga Sutra, when Patanjali will come to the fourth pada, he will talk about it differently. He will say sanyama. He will say dharana, dhyana, samadhi has to happen at the same time. Actually, it happens at the same time. It's only for the purpose of clarification. But don't think that it will happen separately. If see, what happens? Initially, practitioners are not conditioned. They are not refined enough. They are unable to hold the attention of their awareness, focus for a prolonged period of time. And therefore, only one of these happens. Either this happens or that happens. Either you pick up an object vanishes, and some experience comes, you take it as that something happened. Something happened. I don't know what happened, but object disappeared. And I was in some kind of a trance. You said, object disappeared. I experienced something. Second time, you'll pick up an idea. You'll say, Krishna is an idea. Jesus is an idea. These are the ideas. You may say, you see, even mind is an idea. What is mind? Meditate on mind when I say. Meditate on your mind. That's the real objectless dharana. That is savichara. Savichara. What is it? Mind. It begins from there. Mind, I can't objectify it. Love, I can't objectify it. And love can be still objectified a little bit because you say, this is love, that is love. Misnomer though, but you'll say. But if I say, meditate on mind, what experience of mind you have? Can you objectify this idea? You can't. But the moment I say meditate on God, it's a problem. You can. And you think you are meditating on God. Without knowing and ever experiencing God beforehand. Yes or no? You know the word, and therefore you have associated a meaning, and now you think that you're meditating on the highest, but what it has converted itself into Savitraka Samāpatti. It will Savitarka dharana. Why? Because God has become an object for you. And what we are actually moving in this, how we are actually moving in this progression is happening from object to idea to feeling to the feeler. Right? This is how the progression happens. So, if you objectify anything in this world, even God, perceived through words only, and you think that you are in contact with or in absorption with the highest, suppose it happens little bit, right? Little bit. Some changes happen. Some changes happen in your mind space. Let's say, God has revealed to me. What? Light has come. Arey Dada, it is just the beginning of that space where Prachardhan, Vidharan and Jyotishmati, etc. were being done. Not even the Samāpatti. Light is not the essence of God. It is known as gross objects of meditation. Further, going back to our philosophy, if I have uttered a word and you have readily available any object for that, and you think that I know it, you think that by knowing this object I can meditate on it, and it is so easy for me to meditate on it because I know the object. I know Krishna. I know God. I know Goddess. I know Kali. I know whatever. The problem begins there. And that is why Tantra begins by saying, Jnanam Bandhan. The biggest bondage. You will be lost in the objects, whereas your goal is the subject. Further, you will be lost in the objects which are just created by words. Jnana-adhisthanam matrika. This jnana is not jnana. Only the words which are telling you something imply something to you. And whatever they mean is meaningless, basically. You have never experienced it. Correct? So, I think I have clarified, and this was needed, because by this you have in a way covered both the sutras, this one and the coming one. What is that? 45th sutra? Or is it? Or 44th?
43rd, Acharya Ji.
What is it?
smṛti-pariśuddhau sva-rūpa-śūnya-iva-artha-mātra-nirbhāsā nirvitarkā.
You see, now he has gone ahead to explain what is the artha-mātra. Artha-mātra, which means essence, the real meaning. When I said now, meaning of the meaning. The meaning of the turmeric, word is turmeric. The meaning of the turmeric, real turmeric object is the essence of it, the knowledge of that turmeric. So it gets clearer to you. So that is what it is. Savitarkā becomes nirvitarkā. The object will disappear. All the attributes of turmeric would be known to you. That's the real jnana. At the same time, the aspect of knower is also present. Knower is also present in all this, but there is no, the knowledge of the knower takes a backseat. The knowledge of the object has already kind of vanished. It has gone to subconscious awareness or unconscious awareness. Only the meaning, the essence is known, and therefore it is vitarka, or the object has vanished. Neh vitarka, objectless samadhi. Why should we get entangled in these difficult words? Object samadhi on the object. When object disappears and its meaning is revealed, it becomes objectless absorption. You began by focusing on the object, but the object is no more there, only its essence, its qualities, it is revealing itself. When the essence is revealed, the object will go away. Okay, do you want any further clarification on this? If you need any, raise your hands. I can take it up on the next, in the next talk also. Is it clear or not? If it is not, please feel free. Because this is the most difficult concept of yoga, where savitarka, nirvitarka, savichara, nirvichara, and then further samadhis are discussed, and then how they lead to asamprajñāta samadhi is also a real question. Nobody would say. For that, you'll say paravairagya has to be there. Even for the next level of samadhi, which is happening here, nirvitarka, you need to have worked on your samskāras. Smṛti-pariśuddhau. Your sanskaras needs to be completely clean, well organized, without any mental clutter, without any agony, without any unresolved issues, without any guilt, without predominant anger, frustrations, nothing, hatred, jealousy, nothing. All that has to go away. Then only this will happen. The next level, forget about the first. From savitarkā to nirvitarkā is a quantum jump. Savitarkā can happen to ordinary. And that is why it is said to be very gross kind of samadhi. You focus on the palate, you focus on the tip of the nose, you focus on there, and certain essence, certain meaning is created. Did I tell you that? That when you focus on the nasikagra, as the tip of your nose, after a while, certain divine smell may appear. And if it appears, means you have achieved the essence of your nose, tip of the nose, which is the element itself. Simple. So you've started focusing on an object which was dominant in what? A particular element. An object which was dominant in a particular. Your body parts are dominant in different elements there, in different places. So tip of the nose, dominant in earth. So when you meditate there, the object nose or the tip of the nose, this area reveals itself, its meaning. What is its meaning? Its meaning is, the meaning of the tattva is tanmatra. The gandha produces. It produces itself from what? From the object. But moving further, if I want to just meditate on word Prithvi without putting my attention anywhere else and get to know the reality of the earth, that is possible only through savichara and nirvichara. Right? It will begin with the vichara or the idea of Prithvi and it will lead me to the sattva. For example, somebody goes to a yogi I am talking, and say, we want to know, is there any other sun present nearby? What? Any other sun present nearby in our galaxy? What yogi will do? It is an idea, right? He will meditate on the idea of the sun. That's it. When he meditates on the idea of the sun, with a focused mind that he is interested in knowing this much only, in the beginning, he decides the framework, and then this idea, how far it is and all that, and then he meditates on this idea. The essence of the idea is, the meaning of that idea is what? Meaning of that idea of this question is the real question, the real issue, that I don't have any knowledge of another sun present in this galaxy. This is the meaning of that idea. The essence of that idea, the gross essence of that idea is that I don't know if there is any other sun. Then you meditate on this. This is vichara, right? Now you meditate on this question. The answer revealed. What is the meaning of the question? The meaning of the question is the answer itself. Is it not? If I say one sentence to you, what is your name? Is the question. Natural outcome, tell me. This. So if you meditate on this question, the meaning is revealed like this. He will tell, he will say, yeah, I can see a sun nearby. I have experienced it, it is present. And it takes so many years for me to travel at that place. In a moment, he can say that. This is how Indian seers attained knowledge. Do you think anything else existed? Only 100% control on this mind. All this knowledge has been collected. This is a difficult task. It has taken a long time for us to get this sort of categorized very much, in order things we have achieved. Ayurveda, yoga, Samhitas, Vyakarana, language, everything is given to us. It's as if everything is at our service. We need not do anything. And that is why we are so lazy. And our minds are also have become blank because we don't need to use them anyway. We don't need to create our own language. We need not to know which food to eat, which food not to eat. We don't have to apply. No discretion is applied anytime. Everything is ready-made. And whatever remains to be applied, that also we don't apply. Right? After living this life, lavish life or a frustrating life, we never question where have I come from? Where am I going to go? What is the purpose of life? This also we don't question. Even this discretion is not there. This kind of vivek is not there. We don't apply it. And therefore, do you think it is possible for people like us to perceive these subtle and so subtler concepts? By and by, they're going to get more subtle. It's very difficult. Very difficult. Begin with the object-oriented dharana. That is what we are saying, dharana. Object is there, just stare at it. Don't bring anything else. Right? And whatever is there in your smrti, if you are continuously working on vairagya, etc., by the way of philosophy of yoga, vairagya and abhyasa, continue to do it, all other clutter will get clear. There are no whirlpools moving in your mind space anymore. So smrti is accumulated over the period of time, not only this lifetime, many lifetimes may come, and maybe you already know it. Everything you know, answer is not going to come from outside. And that is why when they started realizing that everything we want to know is available here, then only they said, Yat Pinde Tat Brahmande. Otherwise, why will they say it? Just for the sake of saying it? No. Understand? Yes, everything that exists outside instinctively, intuitively exists here also. So let us close it here. I think it's enough for today. We'll discuss about it further if you want. We'll take this. Otherwise, we will take the take up further sutras. Okay, let's pray and then Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kasyid Dukha Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shivam.